Welcome back, everybody. That's a good spin. Welcome back to the Canyon. Welcome back to another installment of the Quickview series. Only this one is a Redux. Redux is brought to you by the fact that the tire test protocol has been refined over time. Also brought to you by the fact that we have tires that predate the tire test protocol or tire testing entirely. And then people are like, I really want to know how that one works. And thirdly, in a third factor, there are those tires that couldn't find their way, right? Every manufacturer, even mentioning here the hallowed halls of green, every manufacturer that makes multiple tires. I mean, like Traxxas only makes a Canyon Trail, so not that. Every aftermarket manufacturer has a tire or two that it just doesn't do the thing the way we want it to do the thing. In the hallowed halls of green, those are the Scorpio and the Landmine. I don't know why. I don't know why. This set of landmines has been absolutely passed around the fleet. They have been tested on a number of vehicles I can't even begin to count. In Proline, I would say the Hyrax, and honestly, the Crawler. The Crawler is a tire that, like, it either likes your rig or it doesn't. The Hyrax, kind of the same thing. Opposite end of the spectrum in JConcepts, we have the Tusk. We've got the Megalithic. Over at Proline, we've got the Flatiron. Works pretty well on everything. The Aztec seems to, one of their newer ones seems to do pretty well. In Duratrax, we had the Scalar, which just was like almost there, but not quite because we had the deep woods in the approach. That is the Landmine, but it is commonly requested, and it is one of the sets of tires that has been here the longest. We've got the full, we're starting to get a little bit of the shreddies on the inner wall. They've been moved around a lot. They had to be completely dismounted because they were running on this military set looking. These have an extraordinarily deep hex, and you see how that's polished right there. They would not fit on the test vehicle, so they had to be remounted on another set of vehicles. They also run this for inserts on the vehicle that they are shimmed in Jura silicones, and they work really well. But we're not going to test them on shimmed and Jura silicones. We're going to test them on Canyon Customs. This is a Canyon Custom Soft, 2 wraps of fridge foam around a Tim Tin inner, and then the rears are, of course, fitted with Canyon Custom Medium, which looks like this. 3-inch medium hair bun around a Tim Tin. That's how we do it. What do they work on? Everything. Are they the best? Not usually. Are they better than many and or most? And they will give you excellent side hill performance. They bump well. They self-right well. Will they do all that? Yes. Are they inexpensive? Also yes. So on this insert, we're basically talking 120. 119, 120, which is still slightly under 4 3/4, which is what, 122? Yeah. It is rare to see a 120, a tire listed as 475, 122. It is rare to see one that is actually 122, regardless of the insert that's inserted. 47, I think they would say, JConcepts probably says 4.75 by, if they're going metric, they're going to say 48. So we're just under that. We're just under that. I have... I don't know what to expect. I don't know how to do the expectations on this one because we've tested the Landmine in so many places, on so many rigs, with so many different inserts, and only just finally got to where we wanted to get to. The temptation was to just run him on the rig that he comes fitted on, but I'm going to be honest, that rig's tuning isn't really done. It's not really done. In Jorda TRX4 LCG. I wanted to test them. This is indeed a Redux. These tires have been here well over 2 years, probably 2.5 years, and have been on, as I said, 10, 12, 15 rigs. I wanted to test these, though it's a Redux. It has to be a Redux because we have prior knowledge. We know a lot about the tire. The tire is feathered in. They mounted like that because they've been mounted on wheels for literally years, just constantly moving around. They're a tire that never really spent a lot of time up here out of frame on the tire rack because they would just get moved from one to another, to another, to another. So we put Canyon Custom Softs in the front, Canyon Custom Mediums. That is the standard for testing. So we're going to look at this as much in the vein of a Quickview as we can. It has to be a Redux. They've been here too long. A Quickview generally involves cutting open the plastic, mounting them, ventilating them, and mounting them for the very first time. This is green. It is well-worn green. These tires are going to be, I would have to say, kind of optimized in their performance. And if I was going to speculate and gesticulate, and I will do both, it would not surprise me were these to land somewhere in the what I call the hunk to Scorpio range, which, for those who know the results of prior protocols, hunk, Scorpio, Landmine, they are in this range. I'm assuming these are in this range. The hunk and the Scorpio are definitely in this range. And the Tusk, Megalithic, and others are up closer to the top. The hold is kind of like if we were doing a scatter graph. I wish my whiteboard was clean. The hold would be some kind of where we're out here in the middle. It doesn't behave like any of the other tires. The Landmine, I'm guessing because of the particular layout of the lug, it acts in a kind of Scorpio kind of way. The Scorpios, relative to the recording of this video, just found their home, finally, after years. They've been here as long as the Landmine. The Landmine found their home a little while ago, partly because they look the best on the rig. Are they the best performing tires on that rig? Probably not, but I think they look really good. So that's the problem that I end up with the Landmines is expectations and metering those expectations. So we're going to test these like we would test any other tire, and we're going to make some small effort to pretend that we ain't never met them. Know what I'm saying? Because we're going to know what I'm saying? We're gonna do the things, and we're gonna hope that these do the things, because I love JConcepts tires. They cost less, they last long. Green compound is exceptionally versatile, but everybody can't be team captain. You know what I'm saying? So I will act like my online banking app on my phone, which every time it updates, it goes, "I've never seen this man before in my life." So, tires, who I've never met before in my life, show me what you got. And it's green. Like, you'd know it was green. They can't hide. They know it's green. Also, there is definitely the impact of, well, we already tried that. Let's not try it again. These have been on Canyon Customs before and weren't on Canyon Customs now. Should maybe have been. I don't know. We go for the shuttle, then we try the cutback, and there's the cutback, and it doesn't do it as elegantly as we would hope, but it does it nonetheless. Because any JConcepts tire has a problem. Because in their family tree is the Tusk, which works pretty much on everything all the time. Oh, really good Landmine. Very good. All right, so we're already in a bit of a place. That's already doing better than I would have anticipated. And again, trying to operate from a position of, I've never met this man before in my life. Just letting it run. Just letting it run. Sometimes you can let it run a little too far. These are doing really well. Really well. To the point where it comes back around and it bites it. because in that less than 2 minutes of ambling about on the Slick Rock Complex, I can already see where this tire is better than many others. But I can also see it's not quite a Tusk. They cost the same price. You buy a Landmine, I guess, because you love the look of it. I don't know. It's never been through the full protocol. We might all be surprised. I find myself wondering if I should have hung the weight bags on the tripods. It is getting positively blustery out here. Oh, that was startlingly good. Grab that edge. Grab that edge. Not quite enough compliance from the rear. If a tire, there it is. If a tire is showing you what it wants from insert, that's fantastic. If we already know what that performance, what that traction profile is gonna look like, and we're just like already, well, here's how I would optimize that, that is exactly where you wanna be. I am watching camera 2 like a hawk because we have wind from the north-northeast gusting to 30 plus miles an hour. Get that front stuck, get that clear. What are we on? Bang. Get it out in the open, gone. I'm so nervous about that camera. Yeah, we're gonna have to move. And by we're moving, I meant I just moved camera 2 over to its next position because I did not trust it over there. Little slip, little slide. Oh, still driving real well. I think the Landmine and the rears, the mediums, I think they're ooh, that's a gust. They're getting to know each other still. Woo, baby. That's moving. That's moving. Let me take one more shot at this. I want to see that rear bind again. Go with a little more oblique on the shot here. That's bumper. Get that bumper off. Get that bumper off. Real good. Oh, Landmine. Have I been sleeping on you? I don't know. It's feeling more Tusk than hunk, and that is great across the board. Side hill should be overwhelmingly predictable. Watch it just fall off right now. Because we're on a dual stage. We got that little bit of slip from the back. We got the grip from the front. I'm gonna blame that on the wind. And I say that only half with tongue in cheek. You see the excessive slope sign back there in the corner and that little shark's fin of a rock, so there's a little V in between. That's basically directly where the wind is blowing from. And it's breaking the trees of heaven, the stink trees. Branches are breaking off of stink trees near and far, and the smell is in the air. It's really kicking up out here. There's no wind on my back. So honestly, when I said I can't blame that on the wind. We're getting right to that end part, and a thing is happening. Well, the insert in the driver rear has slid over really far. And much as I try to pretend that I don't know this guy, now it's kind of sparking up now. Forward drive, really good. The kind of positionability, it gets unpredictable. And I have this feeling that that is the shape of the lug. Stay in here, put that front end back down, there you go. The Landmine gets docked those tenths of points that a Tusk doesn't, because the Landmine wants to do its own thing. Sometimes the thing it wants to do is not the thing you want it to do. Does it make sense? You have to accommodate. and I'm not big on accommodation. If I say I want to make a slight turn left, please make a slight turn left. So that said, the Landmine, wait for the breakover, almost, has what we call the crawler problem with a K. We have a traction profile that trends toward unpredictability. It's got some chaos in the lugs, and that is endemic. You're not going to insert that out. You're not going to train that out. This tire is going to have some idiosyncratic moments, and it is not unique to the Landmine. It is unique to tires that have this, what I call monoblock, like the crawler, like the, it'll come to me, where you basically have tightly packed lugs that are all of roughly the same size, configuration, and orientation. Because there's no directionality at all to the tread or block, no chevron, you get a tire that can at times get a little squirty on you. We definitely have the drive. These have got drive. So much like the crawler, much like similar tires, what you're gonna get is you're gonna get a score that you have to interpret. Because it like say, well, let's just pull a random number. Let's pick the mid-range 95. So you have a tire that, there's a tire out there that will pull 95, 95, 95, 95, 95. Just pull 10 9.5s and end up with an aggregate 95. And then you have another tire with an aggregate 95, but it got to its 95 by first score, 96. Next score, 94. Next score, 97. Next score, 93. We still end up, well, anyway, I just call them all 90s. You end up at a 95, but that 95 is not the full picture. The Landmine is kind of one of those tires. We have tires like the Tusk that have shown in a variety of sizes that just overwhelmingly consistent across the board. Like, I want to say that the 22 LP just pulled all the way across the board. Same score. Boom, 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 boom. Never faltered. The Landmine, by virtue of its shape, is not that. It is going to be better at some things than it is at others. And I think that applies to more tires than it doesn't. You just have to take that into account. How are we going to turn in here? I'm just going to stay full locked and see if we can swing this all the way around. How's that front end going to hold? Right there. Right there. I mean, here we are. Like, whatever the number we're looking at the Beast, the number we're looking at Oblivion is a higher number. That is just better. Ooh. I mean, really, really strong through there. So it's a tire where we end up with this aggregate score, but to get to that aggregate score, it is peaks and valleys all the way. That is the Landmine, peaks and valleys. So forward drive is, I mean, I guess, surprisingly where the Landmine lives. The maneuverability is certainly above average relative to other tires. I'm completely, again, right there, superb. That little push back to the right, absolutely superb. I'm rethinking my scatter plot graph with the, the hold out there in the middle on its own. I'm thinking the Landmine is in the top group and not in the bottom group. And at the same time, I always think, at least once a week, I might think, man, wouldn't it be great if they made a Class 2 bounty hunter? That's really solid. That's showing off the green right there. No hesitation. Then, when you get to the bump, whatever attitude the rig is at, when you bump, it's gonna go that way. If we can get it in the right spot, it holds really well, and you don't need as much bump as we're giving it. It's exaggerated for effect. These should write pretty well. Was fair. Was fair. You kind of got to do the velocity whip, where the velocity whip, everybody. You do like a back and forth on the steering wheel. This is not a top caliber self-righter. If you catch it, most tires are better at being caught than they are at just a full self-right. That is a tight circle. That's a tight circle. Yeah, get some good pop. If the weight hasn't fully transferred over when it settles, boom, you can just pop it right back. That is a tight circle, man. Yeah. You kind of got to catch it a little. If it's all the way planted down, you got a velocity whip, but you know, you got to dock that 10th here or there. Like the 10th that it picked up by pulling this side, and we get squirted right there, and then that pull back, that might be worth another 10th, because that squirt over usually means it's out of shape and it's gone. But it didn't go out of shape and get gone, it just pulled it back. And then it trades that off for not being spectacular at self-righting. It's okay, it's fairly good at it. So there's where you get that aggregate score that might not be indicative of your traction profile. This should be a reasonably good dirt tread. A little surgy. That's that monoblock again. But the transition is all green. As long as you don't have mechanical... Oh, nice. Big rock knock loose. As long as you don't have some sort of mechanical impediment, it's going to pull through. I want to get a good burn on it. We'll get a little... Do that nice pivot. Then we go real slow. Got to get that bumper clear. Okay, pulled over. Does it have enough gusto in the front? Yeah. I mean, end of the day, regardless of what that performance profile with the total available grip, magical wheel of available grip looks like, it's still green. So it is a rock crawling compound, and of all the compounds out there, it is definitely up at the top of rock crawling compounds. There are compounds that get more exotic. There are compounds that are, I would definitely say, more versatile. There are compounds that are more exotic, and there are compounds that are not as good as at rock crawling. The green is so well-rounded. Do I still want to see JConcepts just on a lark? Do us a limited edition, JConcepts. Take some megalithics or something and pour the clay compound in there, which is, I think, gold. Make us some crawler tires out of JConcepts gold. I just want to see what would happen. I think it would be like Hyper Predator, because on those clay compound tires, you can wear all the bars off the tire in 10 minutes. Like, we might have the stickiest tire ever. Yeah, these are so good. I'm coming back around on the landmine. This makes me want to order a new set of landmines. Just to meet them fresh again. They've done remarkably well today, honestly. And I didn't even have to pretend very much that I hadn't met these tires before, because I feel like, genuinely, of every rig they've been fitted to, of everything we've tried them on, I feel like this is the best they've ever done. Not, what more could you ask for? This doesn't indeed seem like the test that is done purely because it's part of the thing. Protocol has a wet test. This is JConcepts green. We expect nothing from the wet test other than JConcepts green, which is take your nozzle, which is take your dry score and at worst subtract 1/10 of a point, or in many cases it's just the same exact score. Come around to the outside because that's a little easier. We come across here. Are these rocks wet? Landmines don't know. Come across, we'll go over to the steeper side. Right here, come across this one. Yeah, that is a 0-tenth reduction. And one more for good. Green doesn't hurt. Let me stop right about there. Boy, that is windy, is it not? And like it or don't, the landmine and the megalithic have the same amount of total available grip. They just present it differently. How that differential applies to you is going to vary by a number of variables nearly equal to, not the first move, not the second move in chess. It's a lot. It's a lot. There's too many variables to compute. Know that if you try the megalithic and you go, almost, but it's missing something, the landmine might have that thing that the megalithic is missing, and vice versa. We just quest, we hope, be at least as good as a canyon trail. If you can be better than that, shoot for the Tusk, which stands still now, as many tires as have come out since, as the most versatile tire that I have experienced. It can get out-gripped, it can get outdone here, it can get outdone there, but in terms of overall performance, and these are not that far away, right? They're just below it. So you ask yourself, why am I buying a megalithic or a landmine and not just buying a Tusk? I don't know. We all make sacrifices for vanity. We run hard bodies, we run full fenders, we run interiors, we run driver figures, we will do a great number, big fancy bumpers with winches and stuff on them. We make choices for whatever reasons we make those choices. And sometimes the rig doesn't look like it would be the rig that it is on a set of Tusks. Otherwise there'd be 50 sets of them here. Instead there's like 4, 5. Oh, well, if we're talking all the sizes, if we're talking 2.2s and 2.2 LPs and 1.9s and class 1s, there's a lot of Tusks here, more than any other tire. But no tire is the best at absolutely everything. No insert is the best at absolutely everything. Except maybe the Panther Cougar. The Panther Cougar is the tire we don't talk about because it's unobtainium and you can't have it. So the landmine is your alternative megalithic. Does that sound fair? If it doesn't sound fair, or even if it does, put that in the comments down below. I take this opportunity to thank you so much for watching this one. I invite you to turn in for whatever we have next. In that specific meantime and every other meantime, please want to all do your very best. Have a good one, everybody. We will see you again here in the canyon very soon. I got that one back tire. One more self-right for the boys. I got that one tire a little too wet. The drive back, it's going to be a real crusty donut, but I don't have enough arms to carry him. So we get what we get, and we don't get upset. Whether you got what you wanted or not, I thank you for joining us, and I will see you in the next one.